Hey guys, it's Benzie, still here visiting Kanab, Utah, one of my favorite places on earth. And I really wanted to make a video today because I know my last two videos were very sad. And I'm feeling so incredible. I thought it was important to make sure that I put these things side by side and that it's clear that I'm not just, I don't know, like a sad girl all the time, you know? So I did a few things that I think really helped. First, I talked to my grandma, and when we were video chatting, because I made a post on Instagram, like a sad post on Instagram, so we were talking and she was asking for details, and I was like, you can watch my sad YouTube video if you really want that many details, because I told her a few, but, and I wasn't going to go on for the full, hour that you guys have heard. She was like, you made a video crying on YouTube because nobody will play with you, and I don't know, the way she framed that, it did kind of make me think, like, my problems are so minuscule, and sometimes zooming out really does help me feel better, and remembering what an incredibly lucky, privileged, generally, positive life I live, and how many amazing things I have in it, including my incredible friends that I'm on this trip with. And so last night I decided to take some time to myself on purpose. Like, they asked me to watch a movie, and I just said, and admittedly at the time it was more in a place of pain and anger, but I said no, I really needed the time to myself, actually. But I do think it flipped a switch inside of me of that I am choosing this time to myself and it is valuable to me on purpose. So it made, I think it just made it easier, that it wasn't this I wish I could get their time and I can't have it. I can just enjoy my time whether or not they're around. And then this morning we went on a gorgeous hike all around Zion, which I thought might not happen because one of the people didn't think they would wake up early enough. So I thought I might have to go to Zion by myself, and I actually had become really comfortable with the idea and thought it'd be cool, I could film a video there and stuff. So I even got excited about the idea of going by myself, but then in the morning when it worked out and everybody wanted to go, I got to just enjoy going with them. And then when we got back to the house and it was kind of like everybody separating to go be alone again, I didn't feel any pain around it. I felt really just relaxed and comfortable and ready for the rest of the trip in a way that I really wasn't before. Last night I cried in my bed and wasn't feeling good, but today it's just I feel like I had a little bit of a brain switch. And admittedly, I guess I should mention, I took a little bit, not enough to trip out or even be very high at all, but I took some psychedelic mushrooms this morning before the hike, and I think that also is just super useful for me reframing things in general, in my life. Not that I want to be dependent, or that I think I am dependent on using mind-altering substances to fix things for me, but I don't think it was being high as escapism. It was the extra perspective it adds, has carried through to my sobriety, I feel oddly uncomfortable that I said that on the internet, even though everyone who knows me knows that kind of stuff about me. And also, I feel kind of like I look like somebody who does psychedelics occasionally, so it's probably not even a secret to anybody. Yeah, I feel so good today, so I just wanted to do this little update, and I thought what I would do while I'm feeling really nice, even though I can admit this might be a little dangerous, is I started my list of goals for the next trine. A trine is a third of the rotation of the planet you're on around the sun. I got the term from the Dark Crystal, and I just really liked it. Instead of quarterly goals, I wanted to do trine goals. So I thought I would go through some of these goals and post them, and then I can reflect on which ones I accomplished and which ones I didn't. And it'll be on the internet, so hopefully some accountability feelings. And yeah, I am inspired by this. I'm sure making a list of goals is not unique or anything, but I really like this other YouTuber. Oh my gosh, there's just like a gorgeous hummingbird flying around over there. Anyways, I was really inspired by this YouTuber that I enjoy a lot, even though her channel is mostly for authors and people who write books, and I don't do a lot of writing, don't really enjoy writing as a thing, even though it's a skill I would like to build. But what I'm getting at is Jenna Morassi. She always does these like quarterly goals videos, and I find them very useful, and I like watching them, and I like thinking about them, and I feel like that could be useful for me to do as well. So I wanted to go over my goals for the next trine, which would be August through December. And for me right now, August is like 2 weeks away, so it's a good time to get in the mindset and get prepared for what I want to do. I did put them on my phone so I could access them easily. Okay. Most of these are pretty COVID safe. I don't have a lot of hopes for the state of COVID to improve over the next 4 months. It might even just get like way worse, especially where I live near Detroit. So that was part of my consideration for a lot of these. All right, so the first one I put is to screen in my porch. This is something I didn't have a lot of confidence in doing, but now that I've built bookshelves in my living room and I checked out my friend's screened-in porch, I feel pretty confident that I could do this, and I feel confident that I could do it within a month or two. So I think this is totally realistic to have done by the end of the year. I want to sew a Funshine Bear dress. I want to get like furry fabric and like put even like a cute little tail on it. Funshine Bear is my favorite. I love like sun iconography and the color yellow, so yeah, it just makes sense. It's funny, my two favorite bears are actually Funshine Bear and Grumpy Bear, because he's just like, I don't know, grumpy people are just so cute, like but yeah, aesthetic wise, Funshine is where it's at. I want to be able to do 10 pull-ups. Right now, I can't even do one pull-up. There was a time earlier this year even where I could do one pull-up and I let it go. So I would like to really go hard and be able to do 10 pull-ups. I'm into rock climbing as a hobby, mostly just at a rock climbing gym for now because I haven't had the hobby for crazy long, just since, I guess like a little over a year now. But I really want to improve that, and I think a lot of that will be through improving my arm strength. So yeah, 10 pull-ups would really help with that, I think. I want to be capable of running a 5K. So it is one of my goals and very like highlighted since I've been back here in the beautiful desert that I love, is I would love to one day be able to like super marathon Moab. I think it's called like the Moab 500. I think it'd be incredible to do that in my 30s. So right now I'm not a runner at all. I never have been. I think a lot of that is related to the size of my breast. And over the last year, I discovered the SheFit bra, which has made like a giant difference in my life because it's the first bra I've ever had. I used to wear like 2 sports bras and I still was like all bouncy. And this bra just really does the fucking job. So I think now that's a realistic goal that I could get into running. I have a treadmill at my house that I use sometimes. I mostly use it on like high incline fast walking, but I definitely think I could concentrate more on running skills and also cardio, because like strength training is so much easier and more fun for me. I've concentrated a lot more on it. But cardio is definitely somewhere I could put more focus. I definitely want to improve my like endurance levels and my lung capacity. By the end of the year, I think I could do like a couch to 5K schedule maybe, and that would be really awesome. I think that would be a huge first step for me, and then I can work towards more things over the next few years. I'm 27, so if like in 5 years I think I could train to do a super marathon, right? Hopefully. And like my goals might change long term anyway, who the fuck knows. I really want to make sure I do a good trip with Devin by the end of the year. Him and I, we used to like every month go on a little road trip, and I feel like as my friend group has like intensified and like widened so much, I have, because Devin and I live together and we got to spend like so many years alone together, I kind of have put our one-on-one time on the back burner, and I really want to be more intentional about that. During the COVID, we've been spending a lot more time together than normal, and I feel like I have fallen in love with him like all over again in such a cool way. So I want to put some intention into like going on a trip together, which is something we used to love to do. He's an amazing travel partner. We just like are really compatible for that kind of thing. So I want to make sure I prioritize that. I would like to stay on my polyphasic sleep schedule. It's been really great. I do have some fears about when my social life ramps back up that I might have a harder time with it. So it is the whole thing is it is a goal of mine, but I only want to do it as long as it's useful to me. So if it becomes so like not useful and miserable to do, I'm not going to keep it up. But right now I feel like I could, and so it's going to be something I at least like try to bear through if it's difficult for a little bit. I want to plan and execute a second longest night party. I did one last year for the winter equinox, and it was really good for me because it was really important for me to help me process my friend Simon's passing. And so his longest night, it was like a winter equinox, all party from sunset till sunrise. We did a few little like ritual things and meditation and discussions on death, and then just like hanging out and enjoying each other. We burned some things we wanted to let go of for the year. To me, that was like a really powerful party, and I have a lot of ideas on how to make it even better. So I would love to do that again. This is one that I think will like maybe look very different, or I'm gonna have to make like a lot of concessions and figure out how I want to work around COVID. Maybe it would be like super distanced outside, or like partially online, or there's lots of things I could do. I just have to figure it out, and I hope people are still interested. That fly scared the fuck out of me. I hope people are still interested, and I hope that I'm still interested, and I hope I can make it fun even while keeping it safe, because, you know, safety third, but I don't want me or the people I love or the people I don't know to get COVID. So I want to try to post 20 YouTube videos. This is, I feel like, a fairly low number actually. My like history of YouTube in the past has been like very sparse, like very hard time keeping up with it. So I didn't want to make it too intense. But the last 3 days I've made a video every single day. So I don't think I'm gonna keep up daily content because I am kind of on like a vacation right now. But I definitely think I feel good, and I think I could keep up a momentum, and hopefully that'll snowball into me like really getting good at and making much more content and enjoying it and having something to look back at. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I want to clean my grill and clean my porch. Those are two separate things. I've let my grill just like be weathered completely. I love using it, but I only clean the inside and never the outside, so it's gotten pretty gnarly and I want to concentrate on doing that. Especially both these are actually related to wanting to screen in the porch. Like I want to take my pressure washer and pressure wash the porch and just make it like a cute, comfortable outside space. Yeah, because I want a cute, comfortable outside space. I guess that's self-explanatory. I want to make one pottery item start to finish. So earlier this year I tried to get more into making pottery, and then I was practicing a lot with my friend who's quite good at it, and then COVID happened and we couldn't see each other, or we chose not to see each other for reasons, and he has a few pottery wheels at his house, like a pottery studio, but I have like a little wheel that I was leaving there, but I took it home, and I haven't practiced very much, but I would like to put time into like really getting it down and making at least one item that can like, that I did on the wheel, and then I let it leather, and then I did the carving, and then it was good enough to go in the kiln, and then it goes into the kiln, and then I glaze it, and then I have an item that I made. Like I really want that to exist. Yeah, that's one of the goals. Oh, I want to finish this throat singing class I signed up for on Skillshare. So throat singing is something I'm super interested in. I love like listening to throat singing for meditation and stuff, and I really want to do it for my meditations. I like running meditations sometimes, and I started it actually like near the beginning of COVID, and again, it was just one of those things like in the first while of learning it, it makes you cough like constantly because of the stress on the throat. So I didn't feel comfortable doing something that was gonna essentially like give me COVID type symptoms at the time when I was trying to be like really careful about watching out for that. So I still think it may not be like the best idea to do it right now, but at the same time, I feel like a little bit more comfortable in my practices and what I'm doing, and think that if I was coughing, I could like look for other symptoms and realize that the coughing itself is not a sign of what's happening, especially if I know what's causing the coughing, which would be practicing throat singing. I want to finish this song that I started writing earlier this year, and it's kind of like a game song, like an ad-lib game song about recognition and acceptance and even like a little bit of mourning that all of the people we love are going to die. And I want it to become like a fun ad-lib campfire song. So I really want to work on finishing writing that because I am excited about it existing. And yeah, originally I was asking other people for help on it, but it's hard for other people to be like inspired by a song they don't know about, I guess. So I also think I've learned a lot during the COVID on how to do things alone and accomplish things without other people's help as much. So now I feel more confident in my ability to create this song on my own and then to show it to people once it's already cool and they can be excited about it or hate it then. I want to write at least 5 letters to my incarcerated pen pal. I am like really bad about being prompt on it, and yeah, I want to get better at it, and I want to even like write more incarcerated people. It's something I care about, and it's something I know like my guilt doesn't make it any better, but it is something I feel like a little bit of guilt over, and something I want to improve, and something that like brings joy. So it's not like a chore to do. It's just something that's easy to forget about or take a long time to do, like writing a letter to anyone could do. I really want to host a silent reading party. So this year I built these wraparound floor-to-ceiling bookshelves in my house. And yeah, I'm so excited about it. It's a project I've been wanting to do for over 2 years. And to celebrate that, I really want to throw a silent reading party where people like show up, bring a book or pick a book off the shelf and just like sit around and read silently and drink tea and just like be in each other's presence without any need to use vocal communication. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. I really want to do it. This is another thing that with COVID might not end up how I want it, but like fully, but there's like a few friends I spend time with anyway, so I could throw a very, very small silent reading party and see how it goes and maybe even learn things for how I want to do it in the future if it's going to be bigger. I want to finish crocheting this blanket for my friend Bar that I've been working on. He got me this really amazing soft bamboo fine yarn, and I've been doing this like waffle stitch blanket, and yeah, my goal in general was to finish it before the COVID stuff lightened up really as like a, I don't know, like a weird like trauma endurance symbol. I don't know. I do want to finish it, and I want to make sure I prioritize finishing it because it is easy for me with projects to start them and then get excited in the beginning and then let them lull and then let them die. So this one, I do not want to let it die. I want to finish this gift, especially because it was so cool and kind of him to like fund the materials that I usually wouldn't be able to afford. So yeah, it's fun to make something out of high quality materials, and I'm excited to give it back to him in a completed form, and then also like sleep and cuddle and enjoy it for myself. I spend a lot of time at his house, so a gift for all of us. I really want to write a zine. So writing is a skill that I don't have a lot of confidence in. And I used to actually have a lot of confidence in my writing, and I just didn't do it for a long time, so it's gone down. Yeah, there's a lot of things I care about. There's a lot of things I wish there were zines about. So I want to, and I like doing like graphics and art and stuff too. So I really want to do like a cool little zine from start to finish and just put it out there. And even if it sucks, like I just want to finish it as a project. I want to keep up with my programming classes. It's something I was super stoked on and like doing really well on in the beginning, and I still really want to learn programming, but through, like, a little behind when I went to Clara's house, and then since I got back, I haven't really caught up completely. So I want to catch up and really stay good on these programming classes. I feel so accomplished. I feel so good whenever I finish a project. I feel like it's an amazing opportunity to do this really intense, good program for free. So I don't want to miss out on that by falling too far behind. Yeah, I know this is kind of like a loose goal. Like, this is my first time doing goals like this, so they might not be the best shaped, but I want to make sure I keep up with the class and don't fall behind again, because being a programmer is actually something I could see myself doing long term, and I don't want to let that go because of like laziness or lack of that like initial like NRE excitement about it. I want to get to squatting 150. Right now I can squat like 120, so I think over 4 months increasing by 30 pounds, if I stick to it, should not be too insane. Yeah, so that's just a goal to get to, and for me that goal is more about squatting regularly enough to improve my number. If I don't hit the exact number, I'm not gonna die over it, but it would be really cool to be at that amount. Okay, we're almost to the end. This one I think will be impossible to completely keep, but I still want it to be a goal, which would be to meditate every day. I do meditate quite a lot, and I feel like my life is better when I meditate. And yeah, I just think if I spent time and energy to get it done every single day, my life would be better. So why not? And it's like a pretty like low cost, no cost practice. And something that actually like really helped me the first year I moved into my house, I meditated out in the cold almost every morning, and it really helped me deal with the temperature regulation. It's very hard for people from warm climates to acclimate to cold climates, like much harder than the other way around. So I feel like it really helped me deal with the cold and winter sadness that I had really bad last year, and I want to make sure I get on top of that again by already having my practice of meditating and then not stopping when it gets cold out. In that same vein, I have go outside for an hour at least every day. I do have a bit of, when I'm in a climate like this, I want to be outside all the time. I want to experience, like, I think the air just smells incredible. I love the weather, even if it's like 115 out. I love it. This is my element. This is where my body feels comfortable and at home, and it's just like I just want to be touching the outside all the time. But in Michigan, I don't feel that way. I feel fearful. I'm very afraid of ticks and bugs. Yeah, I feel like the outdoors is a lot scarier there and less comfortable. Like, it's more humid or very cold. So I do think that causes me though to not feel very good, like not just the fear but the act of not being outside. I think being outside is good for me and it's good for my well-being. So even if it's uncomfortable, hopefully I can actually become more comfortable with it by pushing myself to spend at least an hour outside every day, even if that starts out with just like hanging out on my porch, at least in the open air. I think that would improve my life. And the last one is to get serious about my podcast schedule and don't miss any weeks. So right now, me and my friend Juno, the one I'm actually on this trip with, we have a podcast. It's called Snake Oil. You can go to snakeoilpodcast.com if you want to check it out. We have like quite a few episodes up, 13 of them. I really love it. I feel like it, it's still pretty new, so but it's increasing in quality. It's getting better, and I want to keep up that momentum, and we are pretty bad at, the goal is to post every other Thursday, but we more post like on a random day every 3 weeks or so. I really want to take it more seriously. I want to get on schedule. That's like somewhat dependent on another person, but not wholly. Like, I definitely do a lot in delaying that, and neither of us are like super great at keeping up with it. So I think I could do work to make it come out on schedule and take it seriously, and it's a project I really care about and want to grow and move forward on. So, the things you feed grow. So that's that. So these are my trine goals, and I'm going to do a checkup video at the end of December, I guess, and talk about which ones I accomplished and which ones I faltered on, and set another set of trine goals, hopefully. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm having such a good day. Thank you so much for watching. What I would love more than anything is if you watch this video to comment what your goals over the next 4 months are going to be. Also, just like let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you do when you've been feeling down for a few days, and anything that makes you feel better and it helps you like switch your mindset up. I keep scratching my nose. Beep, beep, beep. And if you're interested in continued content, please like and subscribe, get notifications. Like I mentioned before, you can check out my Instagram, which is actually Benzie Now. I actually do have a Benzathesius Instagram, but it's a little weird. I I don't post on it like crazy often, and it's like pictures of my like a scab on my toe or whatever. Like I'm very like indiscriminate about what I post on there. So the Benzie Now is definitely the better of the two Instagrams. The Benzathesius one was actually originally a weight loss Instagram, but I noticed that I was just making a lot of I feeling very negative. Like if over a week I had lost 4 pounds, but then like one day I weighed myself and I was half a pound heavier, I would have a bad day, and that just wasn't a positive experience for me. So I decided to, and I actually regret this a little bit, I deleted all of my old posts on the Instagram, and I do think they were valuable to look back on, and I wish I had not done that, but I was just feeling like really angry and sad and impulsive one day, and did that. So now it is what it is. In conclusion, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to still be here, and I hope to connect with people, and I hope to connect with you. Thank you. Goodbye.